this summer, but I handed my calendar to my assistant and I said, the month of July and the beginning of August, you move everything around. It was busy, but you find a way that I can make it back here at least for a week. And so it's a thrill to be back here. It is my fourth time with the NBA, representing the Miami Heat. But it's actually my fifth time here, if you count the time I was here with my family when I was a kid. But I'm excited to be here. That looks pretty good. I haven't seen that for about 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm excited to actually spend some time with the Larry Brown Trophy here with our fans. And I do want to mention that we are doing a lot of excellent outreach programs with the NBA, the NBA Fit program, NBA Cares, and even some on our own to give back to the game. But this place is special, obviously, to my heart. My heritage is very important to me. Our players and our organization are also very aware of the support we receive out here. We love our fans out here, and this is an excellent and unique opportunity for me to come back here and share the joy, at least some of the joy we had last month with our fans out here that we're so grateful for. So I'm looking forward to an exciting week, spending as much time as we can with kids out here and spread our joy of the game and also teach some valuable lessons with the NBA. Wish we had more time, but each year, hopefully we can make this a routine. Okay? So thanks again for having us here, my staff and with the NBA all week long.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach, and welcome back to the Philippines. And yes, we have a busy schedule ahead of us until Sunday, at least. We'll be touring the country in Metro Manila. Now, you guys are veterans in press conferences, so our simple rules are, for every question that you want to ask, kindly proceed or approach the microphone, state your name and your affiliation before you ask your question. Again, I'll be opening the floor. State your name, then affiliation, and then you may ask your question. Go ahead, sir.
I'm Patricia Yakpo from Junior Enquirer. I just want to ask if do you know any Filipino basketball players?
Do I know any Filipino basketball players? Well, I was at the game last night, and so I was able to enjoy the PBA championship. I always try to plan that every year, where we can at least see one pro game, sometimes more. Usually we're able to see a college game. We're able to see that. I love this time of year anyway, when you get to see a championship level game, and last night's game was very exciting. I hope the series goes 7 games. I can't root for one team over the other. I just hope it goes 7. I think that's good for basketball fans out here.
Who do you think is capable of being part of Miami?
From where?
Philippines.
From the Philippines. I'm going to have to go back and scout on Friday, hopefully on Sunday, search for the next player. But I think what's important about this is the fact that the NBA game now is global. It is not an American game. Players are coming from every region and country in the world. I think that's what's exciting. The fastest growing market right now in the NBA and the interest of basketball is in Southeast Asia. We are well aware of our incredible fan base here in the Philippines. It staggers our players because they know how popular we are here, almost 10,000 miles away. We're going out to China to play 2 preseason games this October. We're all looking forward to that. So the question I always pose to everybody is why not? It's a matter of time. The interest of basketball is growing everywhere. Why put limitation on where a basketball player can come from?
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Vito Cinco, Lifestyle, Manila Standard. How has winning the NBA championship, how has it changed your life, if any?
It hasn't changed my life a great deal. I wanted to make sure that I continue to do similar things that I did before we won the championship. I didn't want to change my lifestyle. I certainly didn't want to change the opportunity to get back to the game that's been so good to me and our team and our organization. Certainly, recognition probably has changed. I have to wear a baseball hat a little more often. I haven't yet gotten to the point where I have to wear a fake mustache or clown glasses. But the competition and being part of a team, that's why we're all in this, and it's not for the recognition or the celebrity. So my lifestyle hasn't changed too much. I think for our players, it's probably changed a little bit more in terms of their popularity.
Okay, just second question. On the way to being the head coach, what was the biggest challenge, or was being a factor on the positive side for you? Or it didn't matter at all that you were a villain?
The world is changing. I think we all know it's changing. We still have a ways to go. I take a lot of pride in the fact that I was the first Filipino-American head coach in any professional American sports team. I don't think that was a positive or a negative, but what I do hope is that it hopefully opened up some eyes and doors for people that didn't necessarily have that opportunity. And ultimately, all of our hope is that eventually heritage or your background won't necessarily be the story, and it'll be the story about what you can contribute to the game. And hopefully this is a start, and certainly NBA players coming from different areas and different countries, I think that helps as well.
Last question, what's next for you now that you've won the championship already? So what's next? A double?
We're not going to get a comment like my boss made in LA some 20 plus years ago, but we've already started the process of this journey that we went on last year, and it's an incredibly challenging and gratifying journey. But we went to work right away, trying to sign a couple new players. In the next week or so, we'll reconvene as a staff. We just finished up our summer program with our younger players, and then our veteran players will come back in September, and we'll start training camp at the end of September, ready to take on this challenge again.
No, but for you personally, what's next?
Well, personally, I'll be here for the week, and this is what I love. This is the opportunity to take some time off was not that appealing to me right now. I still wanted to be able to come out here and not only connect with the fans, but to continue to do some of the work and outreach that we have done for the last 3 summers. At some point later on this summer, when I get back to Miami on Monday, we're going back to work. We've been fairly busy, but I hope to probably at the end of the summer spend some time on vacation with my family.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, good morning, Coach. I'm Joy and Joy, patients of Joy. You obviously look younger. You have Filipino blood in you. So how did you, and good looking too. What did you do for your team to take you seriously? You're young and, compared to the other coaches.
Right, well, actually now I'm not even the youngest head coach in the league. There are, I believe, 2 younger head coaches, which is putting this in perspective for me. I'm used to being the young guy. But I think what I've learned over the years, and I have a great mentor and boss in Pat Riley, some of the lessons I've learned over the years is that all professional athletes, they want the same thing. They do. They want to be coached, they want to be pushed, they want to be motivated, they want to be part of a structured, disciplined system. And ultimately, we all want to be part of something greater than what we can do by ourselves in this terrific team game. Those things you have to prove every single day to your players, and I think when you're able to prove your competency, your work ethic, and that you're reliable, I think the players respond to that. But that's something you have to prove every single day. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do that as an assistant coach and build up some relationships with our current players. that gave me a little bit of trust with the new players coming in.
Second question. I've read from an article that one of your regrets is not being able to play with the PBA. I said, and if you could turn back the clock, would you play with the PBA?
If I could have taped up my ankles and put on some knee braces last night and played in that game, I would have. That looked like a lot of fun. And that probably was my only regret in life. I don't think it's good to live with regret, but I'm able still to be able to come back with the game. But I was able to play a couple of years in Europe, and the plan was to hopefully come back through here on my way back to the States. But I think PBA is an excellent league. There's so much excitement and passion for the game over here. Anybody that loves playing the game would love to play in an environment like I saw last night.
And for the last one, with the NBA trophy, how did it change your life, your family life, and personal life as a whole?
It hasn't changed my life a whole lot. Personally, like I said, I have to wear a hat a little bit more often in Miami when I go out to eat at restaurants, but the passion to chase that beautiful thing, I don't think that'll change. I think we're all looking forward to the challenge already for next year. And that's a beautiful piece of hardware, isn't it? Like I said, I haven't seen that in about 3 weeks or a month.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joy. Now, to manage time, and of course to give a chance to all our major friends here, we're down to our last 3-4 questions. So, if you may, one question per media friend here. Thank you very much.
Morning, Coach Spo, and welcome back.
Thank you.
I am Don Ross of ABS-CBN Sports. My question is in relation to that heated exchange you had with Dwayne Wade in the Indiana series. I remember after that game, you told everybody you have no idea how often that happens. Can you share with us your scariest encounter or heated exchange with any player?
Well, let's see. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy, so I have to make sure that I pick my battles wisely. But that's part of being a family, and that's the way we've always viewed our organization, our team. That it's the good, the bad, and everything in between. And that's the part I love about being part of the team. My scariest exchange, I can't even limit it to one. It's a multiple one. I usually have one about once a month with one of my favorite players, Udonis Haslem. He's one of the toughest players I have ever come across from the inner city of Liberty City, Florida, right down our neighborhood in Miami. He's our team captain, the warrior. I love him as a two-time champion. He's one of my favorites. We get in some verbal exchanges from time to time. I think we're both a little bit too stubborn for each other.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Lawrence F. po, Masters Academy. If you had a dream team, who would the players be?
Well, let me start with the starting five. Let me give you some thought. A dream team. Let me write this down. I would start with the point guard Mario Chalmers. This guy Dwayne Wade. Start him at 2. There's an up-and-coming fellow named LeBron James. Plug him in at 3. Udonis Haslem, one of my favorites. I'd put him at the 4. And I'd finish it out with this guy named Chris Bosh. That would be my dream team. Thank you. That's a good question.
I'm Ruben Dorado of Spin That Page. Coach, you watched the game last night, and what was your impression of the game, and which player did you you were most impressed? And one question again, what was your mother's reaction when you won the NBA title?
I'll start with that one. Of course, she cried. She thought we were the reason why we lost the season before, because she came out for the finals to Miami. I felt so horrible about that. I wish the reason why we won or lost was because of her, then I could control that. But this year, she stayed home in Portland, Oregon, and waited until we actually had the opportunity to win. So obviously she was very proud, and she cried, and we were able to share a special moment back at home with my entire family and all my friends that I grew up with about a week later. In terms of what I noticed about last night, no question about it. I could limit it to one word: physicality. And I remember when Jim Kelly was over here over 20 years ago, and he first recruited me for a possible opportunity to play over here in the PBA. That's what he continued to warn me about. He said, hey, this isn't American college basketball. This is a physical basketball where officials let the tough action go. And that's what I saw last night. It was great to see. I like to see the passion. I wasn't rooting for either team. I have a friendship with Tim Cone, but I just like to see the competition. I hope it goes 7 games.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Okay, down to the last question, sir.
Yes, Miguel Rocha from Slam Magazine. Sir, I'd just like to ask, how does the addition of the Seattle duo of Ray and Rosard affect the rotation? And would you ever consider wearing Dwayne Wade's pink pants?
I'll start with the second one. No, I am not necessarily courageous with my sartorial outfits. I like to keep it pretty basic. I like to say steak and potatoes. So if you haven't noticed, I generally wear a black suit, black tie, white shirt. I might get a little bit wild and wear a red tie. When we won the title, the last 30 seconds, my favorite player, Udonis Haslem, dumped a Gatorade bucket on me. Later on that night, I had a lot of compliments about my pink shirt. But I like to keep it pretty simple. Dwayne is a fashion statement waiting to happen every time he does a press conference. And that's what makes him unique. What was your last question?
How does Ray Allen Rosard?
Oh yeah, of course, those two guys. We like them. Now, our favorite part about signing Ray was the fact that he had inflicted so much pain on us over the years. That is probably our fiercest Eastern Conference rival, Boston Celtics. We don't like them too much in Miami. But we have great respect for Ray as a professional, as a future Hall of Famer, as an already NBA champion. And we think his skill set fits in very well. We've respected him for years. Rashard Lewis has had a lot of respect right up the road from us in Orlando. He's been part of a lot of successful teams. One of those Orlando Magic teams went all the way to the NBA Finals, so he knows what it takes to win. And his ability to shoot the ball, we think, fits very well with our team. We're looking forward to those two additions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to all our friends from the media. At this point, we would like to call on again the representative from Gatorade, the Senior Product Manager, Mr. Mikey Rosales, to join us here on stage, as Coach Poe will be presenting to you a signed basketball as a gift to Gatorade. Coach Poe and Mikey, would you like to stand beside the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy? There you go. We would like to call on also Mr. Scott Levy to join Coach Poe and Mikey on stage. Together, of course, with the Larry